Hey guys, it's Kathy. I thought I would jump back on here for a quick video and just do a couple pages in this. We started this a couple weeks ago and I'm just going to pop on every now and then and do a couple pages. So it'll be a short video. I hope that it'll be inspiring to you, and I hope that you guys have created one of these little no-sew flip journals. They're really fun. So I want to do the cover today, but I want to start with this page. So I had a couple things I was thinking about using. I'd like to collage this page, and maybe we could do that first. So I've just kind of pulled out some papers here I like, and let's see, I like that. I pulled out this antique wallpaper and a few of these things. So I just guess I'll start ripping. So how's everyone doing? I've got some really exciting thing that I'm going to do this week, and I can't believe I've forgotten to actually tell you guys about it. I am actually going to my first junk journaling retreat, and it is with Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. It's her first time doing this in the States. I'm pretty excited about it. It should be a whole lot of fun. So I head out to Salt Lake City on Thursday night, and I don't even know, how many people are going to be in attendance. I'm not sure. But it should be really fun. I'm going to pack a whole bunch of supplies when I finish this video, and I just am anticipating really great times just to be with junk journaling sisters, and any brothers if there's any out there. And I think it's going to be great. I'm excited. And I'm also going to scout around Salt Lake City a little bit. I've never been there, and I've been taking a little bit of looks of things to do, and boy, those mountains out there are pretty special. That I do know from the pictures. So I'll be renting a car, and first day I get there I'm going to have some time, so I'm going to check things out and go check out those mountains. I'm sure I will be getting a lot of inspiration from that, so I will be telling you guys when I get back. But I am so excited just to be together with other creators and learning from incredible Barbara, who is one of the sweetest. I love her videos, and I think it's going to be really terrific. All right, so again, when I collage, I'm going to get a general idea, and then I'm just going to start gluing down some. I don't really like all this pink on here, so I'm going to kind of rip a lot of that off. I guess I will keep that bird. That's pretty cute. I may actually just kind of fussy cut that edge, because that bird, I think, would stand out a lot nicer. I like that. It's very interesting. Maybe that'll get tucked. I really wanted to see that art right there. This wasn't going to be the focal point, but boy, it sure is pretty, isn't it? This, I think, needs to be on the top of the page. All right, so let's get this started. I see a couple things that I know where they want to go, so that's how I usually start. So we'll get this part down, but we'll leave the top part unglued. So I know I want this to go here. This I know I want to go over here. Before I glue that on there, I like that. I was thinking of doing something a little contrasting like this. All right, let's try to work these couple of elements in. Maybe soften up the page with a little bit of lace. Take a little bit of my art glitter glue. We'll just go down the edge of that. I love adding lace into the middle of a page like this. I think it adds a lot, softens it up. and just kind of, that the two edges meet. It's nice. So we'll get down a couple of these labels. I think the orange is really a nice contrasting element on there. And then I'm going to add that white label with the dragonfly on the top just to kind of brighten up the page. All right, that's a good start. So I want to go to this page, and I might come back over here likely and do something else. So remember, we're using the picture frames and a focal point on the right side. I have these cutout leaves from a project I did last fall. I'm going to put it in the description or at the end. I made a table runner for Thanksgiving out of paper, and it could be one of the coolest projects I've done. I'm just saying it was very fun to do, and I hope you guys would take a look at it because it is very cool. So I went and used the Distress Oxide, and I did a whole bunch of coloring on paper and cut out a bunch of these very cool leaves and acorns, and then made some berries and things, and then stuck them all over a table runner, and it was fun. Maybe using this. I knew what I was thinking. I was thinking, what if we put a couple of pretty flowers behind the frame? And then I was thinking, would it be weird to let the stems hang out like that? Maybe take this cute bird and kind of sit it on here. And this, I don't know, guys. I'm just playing with stuff and seeing what might work. That's interesting. I guess the question is that green frame the right frame? And it might not. Maybe I should use this one with the black to just give that more of a focal point. So I like this. So let's move this to the side, because I'm pretty sure those elements are going to go on. But question is, what would it look like if we put, I think I am going to like this, have these kind of coming out like that, like half in, half out. I like it. Now one last edit, and I may change the color of that purple flower. Let me just look. And even though there's no gold leaf on these, I can do splatter at the end. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think I start by gluing this down, except for the bottom, and then I'm going to sneak those flowers through. All right, so let's get these guys glued. I love these die-cut wildflowers from Sizzix. I use them a lot in my work. I think if you find an element like that you like, just keep some on hand, you know. That's what I do. So let's get that little bird on there. And I like the way this page is shaping up. It needs a little bit of black stamping and maybe some splatter, but the two pages I think are cohesive and I really like it. Okay, let's get over and work on the front page. I was thinking of using this fussy cut lady with the luggage because remember I said I wanted the theme of this to kind of be women on the move. And I found this frame that says luggage in advance. Isn't that cool? So it's like perfect. So I want to sort of set her in that a little bit lower on the page and just do a little bit of collage on the back of the page. I found this, I don't even know where I got this paper, but it's a very pretty little piece of scrapbook paper. So we're just going to get something on there with some colors that I think go well with this. I'm going to use some of my gold-leafed stamped packaging paper. So I've used the a little book page in the background, and then I cut this clock face in half. And I think that looks great on there, just adding some interest. A couple of labels. Yep. All right, so let's get her on there. I'm going to do this similar to the flowers, where I'm going to glue down part of the frame and then just kind of sneak her in below. And again, I'm so glad that I made some of these frames on my own out of that calendar because they're so easy I'll tag the first journal. This journal, if you hadn't seen the first one, is made out of a expired calendar, this little flip journal. So I made a bunch of frames out of that. So here we go. We're going to move on to some lettering for the top. I have these fun snap letters. I got these on Amazon. I like them. It took me a while to find the font I liked. We're going to say Women on the Move. That's what I'm going to call this journal. So it has blank spaces, so you can either put them together like that, but then I decided I'd like to have a little space in between them. So I'm just doing some examples on this. I wanted to see how it looked. It took quite a while to get an even stamp with this. And then I thought, what am I doing? Let's do this on a separate piece and not ruin that if I don't like how it comes out. So I found this cool coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to stamp it on there, and then I'm going to cut it out and stitch around it actually. And I think that'll be really nice on the front of that journal. So here we go. I really like these letters, and I actually might invest in another set of them. They have them in all kinds of different fonts, and it's really nice to be able to make your own sentiments for whatever you're working on. I decided to just kind of put the two together, and then I'm going to bring them over to the sewing machine and stitch around those. Just trying to get that even. Yep, I'm glad I did it. It just kind of gives it that little, like, finishing touch, you know? Make that a little bit shorter, but I'm leaving the strings on. Women on the Move. Oh, do you guys like this? This is fun. So yeah, I'm on the move, going to my first little junk journaling retreat. I'm pretty excited about it, guys. Just wanted to pop on here and do this couple things here with you. I knew this was going to be a fun journal to work on. No stress, just a little bit of art at the end of a busy day. And how fun is that? That did not take long, right? Let's take a peek. Oh, what about splatter? Yes, we want splatter. And I do really like this. Remember I used this? And it was a little bit thick, but I have to report that I love it. I'm going to grab my splatter box. Why not? I have one. Why not use it? I think that's plenty. Oh, I like it. Now, can I do my other page without messing things up? Yes, I can, because it's an accordion. We're going to go just like that. And hang her right over the edge. Oh yeah, we're good. I think that's plenty. There. We did it. Right, we are finished with those pages. Let's just take a peek. Like the white splatter, right? And I just wanted to show you again how nice these lay flat. And there it is. Well, all right, guys, thank you for being with me. I'll talk to you next week when I get back from my trip. And as always, have fun crafting, and love you guys. Bye.